that I'm a little bit of a mess today. It's been a long day, so I just wanted to share something that I think would be really relevant to a lot of my content. Believe it or not, life as a missionary is not always quite as happy or exciting as it sometimes appears. And there are often things that missionaries won't really tell you. When I was overseas living as a missionary with my family, I was not always candid about it. And I often had an attitude of pride and bitterness. I was really tired of being stared at because these people often didn't see a whole lot of foreigners except for on TV. And I was really tired of not being able to communicate to people in my own language and in my own culture. And I allowed that to create this bitterness inside my heart. Like I talked about in a previous video, I had a tough time with culture shock. But this went deeper than that. And I lacked a lot of compassion on the people that I had been called to serve. And unfortunately, this is not a too terribly uncommon thing in the mission field. So, missionary burnout is not an uncommon thing. But I will discuss that in another video. Reading my Bible one day, and I was reading in one of the Gospels, and I read where it said that Jesus looked up and he saw the crowd. And he had compassion on them because he saw that they were sheep without a shepherd. And that verse just really broke my heart. Because I was not having the same attitude. I really just sat there and I just tried to let that verse sink in because I knew that God was speaking to me. And I know that he was telling me to have more compassion on these people, to understand that they're lost. And now in my life, I have so many great opportunities and life experiences, and I'm trying to pray more and more that God would just open up my heart and give me more compassion. Because there are so many people that don't know the peace and the rest of Christ. That verse changed me because it made me realize that it didn't matter how I felt. It didn't matter how hard of an adjustment it was sometimes. The only thing that mattered is that I obeyed the Lord and shared the light of Christ with other people around me. And that is what I hope to do every day for the rest of my life. Because I will never get that time back. So why is this video so important? Why is this little detail? What am I trying to get at using this little detail of my life? Well, I'm trying to say this. Number one, missionaries are not perfect. Nowhere close. And number two, anyone in ministry is not perfect. And just because we are in ministry or positions in leadership in a church, we are not above chastisement and correction, as long as that is done in love. A person can be a pastor, theologian, teacher, missionary for 30, 40 years. But if they don't have love in their heart, they're nothing. And scripture tells us that. I hope in our own way of sharing our stories, we can further look at our own lives and ask the Lord, what is it in my heart that doesn't please you? Remove that. Remove that. So I hope that this has blessed you, and you are free to like, subscribe, comment as you wish. Have a great day or night, wherever you live. Whatever. Have a great whatever.